All right, it's been a while. I've been out of the loop. Y'all know I was on vacation for 2 weeks, and so it's time for me to do a deep dive into the new releases. We're going to chat about it today in today's Save, Stalk, or Splurge. If you are new to my channel, this is my version of Samantha March's Will I Buy It series, where I tell you if I'm gonna save my money and completely pass on an item, if I'm going to stalk the website and wait for a sale, or if I'm going to splurge and spend my money on a full price purchase. Let's go ahead and dive in. We have a lot to get into today, but if we haven't met before, my name is Kelly and I'm a professional hair and makeup artist, and here on my channel I strive to keep beauty real. Real honest, real relatable, and real fun. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, don't forget to click subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. So I'm gonna go ahead and scooch on over so we can get this started. I did want to let you know, if you're curious about this makeup look, I did just do a trying new makeup video, so that one will be linked down below in case you're curious about what's on my face. But let's talk about what might end up on my face. All right, this is one that is not going to end up on my face. So this is the Made by Mitchell new Blush Pressed palette. Here's the thing. I don't need a blush palette. I don't think, honestly, that most people need a blush palette, especially if you happen to have other blushes in your collection. This is a palette of, it looks like 12 blushes. That's a lot. And they look to be all matte. Okay, so I'm not a super fan of powder blush anymore. If it is a powder blush, I like it to have a little glow usually, but I'm definitely not in need of this. A lot of these seem to have an almost like white base to them, like leaning towards that pastel-y feel. So I feel like these are possibly gonna end up looking chalky on certain skin tones. I could be wrong. I'm just, I'm just doing a little like first impressions here. And I don't feel like I really need any of these colors. I also feel like all of the peachy shades, like I feel like the shades on the left side of the palette have a decent amount of variety, but the ones on the right, like I feel like you could pick 3 of those, maybe the lightest, a mid-tone, and the deepest, and then like throw other colors in there. I just feel like they could all end up looking the same on the skin. So this is a skip for me, especially for $43. I am definitely going to pass. All right, what else did I see in here? So this actually looks kind of interesting. I have never tried any Essence eyeshadow, but this is a palette that I could see really liking. This is the Bloom and Bright collection, and there are a few pretty products here. I like the combination of that hot pink and that orange. I think it's great for like spring and summer. As you can tell, I'm okay with a pink makeup moment, and this looks very pretty. I am not going to be getting this, but if I was in the market to try some Essence eyeshadow, I could maybe see getting this one. Have you tried Essence eyeshadow? I know when I did my budget beauty video, a couple people had, said that they maybe wanted to see that. And when I was looking at Essence, there just wasn't anything that I was like, if this one had been out, this might have been one of the ones that I had picked up, but it was not out yet. These lip colors as well look pretty. So they are Lip Glow Stick. I don't know much about this, if it is more of like a balmy kind of like sheer, or if it's a high pigment. I don't see swatches in here, but the colors do look pretty. I'm not in need of a lip product right now. So this looks like a fun collection, but nothing that I need. The only thing is that I find a lot of times these Essence collections don't end up coming to the US, or if they do, it's like in weird bits and pieces. So if you happen to be in Europe and you're a bright makeup lover and you're looking for something that has a good price point to try something new, this might be an option. It's not an option for me right now, and it probably would be one that I'd pass on anyway. Okay, let's talk about this new MAC product, the Studio Fix Everywhere All Over Face Pen. So this is said to have 36-hour wear, and they say it's easy to use a half click to spot conceal or a full click for foundation level coverage. I mean, here's the thing about that. It's just saying use less to spot conceal, use more to put it all over your face. Couldn't that be like any product? Any product you have, really, almost. Like anything that is like a more medium to full coverage, I would feel like. The one thing is I do see this being possibly good for like touch-ups, especially, if you have spots that tend to sort of like come back out throughout the day. I could see this being a good touch-up product, but I feel like it's pretty gimmicky. I will also say this shade range is dismal. I mean, this is pretty sad. If you are going to only have 33 shades, the first 10 of them should not all be for like light or extra light skin. I feel like you need to kind of like balance this out. You really only have what I would consider 5 deeper skin shades. 5. So I feel like they could do a little tweaking on this. I mean, even like the mid-tone shades, I feel like a lot of them are very similar. So I think they could have made a better balance of this, in my opinion. It's not something I'm gonna pick up. I really don't need this in my life at all. I have concealers that I could just like toss in my bag and take around with me if I needed a touch up. So I think it's kind of a gimmick, but I feel like half of the makeup launches anymore are gimmicks. So I'm definitely gonna pass on that one. All right, one thing that I found that there was a lot of in this like 2-3 week stretch is nostalgia collections. Like here you have the Sesame Street and Wet n Wild collection. Not something I need. Like the eyeshadow palette, like everything just looks kind of meh to me. I don't know. There's nothing about this. There's nothing about this that I want. I do like some of the Wet n Wild makeup. I actually think that a lot of their products are really nice, especially for the price. This just all looks like kid makeup. It all just looks like kid makeup, and that does not appeal to me. I mean, there's nothing about any of this that appeals to me. It's just too kid looking. Like, give me something that's got a little bit of nostalgia. I mean, I was never like a super Sesame Street fan, so it's not gonna like grab me, but I mean, you have so much here. You have a lip scrub, a lip mask, like face mist, a lash curler, you have eyeshadow stick trio, body glitter, tattoos, like so many things in here. I mean, of course, that eyeshadow palette, that honestly, that color story is no. It is very Sesame Street, but it's a no for me. Okay, since we're talking about it, let's just keep going with the nostalgia. Strawberry Shortcake. I was a Strawberry Shortcake girl for sure. I totally was. Do I think that these are cute? I mean, I feel like as far as the palettes go, I mean, first of all, these palettes are like huge and awkward, and that kind of bothers me, but the color story, I think that they did a decent job. I have never heard of Honeydew. Like, is this a brand that's been around for a while? I've never heard of this brand. Have you tried anything? Please leave it in the comments down below. Heck, at this point, you might have actually gotten one of these Strawberry Shortcake palettes. I know I'm behind on the times, but I'm still giving you my thoughts here. I think that these are cute. They're tipping into nostalgia in a cute way. I'm not drawn into these in any way enough to spend my money, but they are cute. I think that this was cute done in a good way, but I haven't seen the quality of the eyeshadows. But I would be curious about this brand. Is this a brand that is like pretty much all kind of like kitschy, cutesy stuff? No, okay, so they do have a variety of products. They have single shadows, blush palettes, it looks like. I don't really see anything that's drawing me into this brand in general. I do think it has a fun vibe to it, but nothing is drawing me into this brand either. But I would love to know, have you tried anything from this brand? Okay, so far we are just like keeping all of our money. The third nostalgia product here is of course the Catrice My Little Pony collab. It's cute, it's verging on pastel. I think the packaging is cute. That highlighter, is that a highlighter or is it a blush? Yeah, the highlighter. That looks really cute. If anything, I would maybe pick up the highlighter. Do I need a powder highlighter in my life? No, not at all. So they did a good job with this. I have never tried Catrice shadows. I've never tried Catrice eyeshadows either. I wish that the brushes were a little bit more colorful. Like, I mean, I would not have gotten them. I'm gonna be honest. I was about to say maybe I'd buy them, but no, I wouldn't. The kitschy stuff is just, I'm just not into it anymore. There was a time, maybe when I was like 30, so, you know, a little over 10 years ago, I would have maybe gotten into the kitsch a little bit, but now I just love a good, beautiful, classic glam moment. You know, I'm okay with some color, but I don't need like rainbow My Little Pony stuff. So it's a pass for me. Did you pick anything up? Okay, another pass for me, Urban Decay. Let's just stop. Like, I think that Urban Decay needs a new artistic director or something. They need some new vision. This is not working for me. This whole like naked smiley palette moment. What is this? Like, I mean, okay, the one palette that has like the yellow and the blue in it, sure, whatever, it'll be cute for summer, but like, do we need this? No. Do I think that it's going to be that good of quality? No. Like, I've said for a long time, I feel like Urban Decay eyeshadows have been overhyped. I really feel like I've always said that, and there's just so many brands that have better quality, both mattes and shimmers, honestly. So no, moving on. All right, more MAC has dropped, the MAC Cosmetics and Richard Quinn collab. The packaging is cute. I do have to say I like the packaging, but I don't need anything from this. The eyeshadow palette, honestly, is ugly. I'm just gonna say it. I think that it's ugly. Like the packaging is okay, but the shadows inside are ugly. They're just straight down ugly. What is it with these swatches? What? Okay, I had not seen the swatches of the palette. Like what? It's all chalky pastels that are like, and one deep color, one almost black. What, for $40? No. Moving on. Okay, we have some new CXC mini palettes. So are these like mini versions of other palettes? Because I feel like, yes. Okay, so the Vault of Olympus, because honestly, I remember seeing this and thinking that the packaging on the outside of the palette was ugly. I'm so sorry. I would like to try CXC at some point in time, but the packaging, it just is not giving me life at all. Like everything just seems a little cheap. I hate to say that. It just does. Like the color stories seem okay, but most of them are in more of like either a monochromatic vibe or like the one pastel, not even pastel, but like colorful with a couple pops of pastel in there are not for me. None of these are for me. Charlotte Tilbury dropped 2 more pop shots. We have Pillow Talk Diamonds and Pillow Talk Ultraviolet. Honestly, I just don't get the allure of these. They are $35 a piece for one eyeshadow. Maybe there's something. Maybe if I had one or I swatched one, maybe I'll have to go into Sephora at some point and see if my Sephora has them so I can swatch one. But $35 for one eyeshadow, it would have to be magical AF, and I doubt that these are at all. So this is a pass for me. Like even just looking at the model shots here, I mean, there is literally nothing about these eyeshadows that I probably don't already have in my collection several times over, if I'm being honest. So I feel like I'm getting to keep a lot of my money this time around, which is okay with me. What else do we have here? We have 2 new matte eyeshadow palettes from Huda Beauty. No. The warm palette looks okay to me, but I had a couple of the little like Obsessions palettes and the mattes are okay. They're nice, but it wasn't anything that would ever make me go out of my way to buy the matte formula. So I would definitely pass on these. $29, again, that's not too bad for a little mini palette like this, but it's not something I need. They say that they are a cream to powder matte formula. The swatches look nice, but neither of these is something that I need. Okay, something that I would love to try but do not need, so I'm not going to get it, are the new Milk Makeup Sculpt Cream Contour Sticks. I used to have the Big Daddy Milk stick, you know, we all had it, I think. I don't have it anymore because I feel like it like went off. I think that these look good. I like that they're a smaller container. They look nice. I love that they have colors for everyone, at least, you know, just from seeing the swatches here. I think that just about anyone could find a color that they could work with. I just don't need it. I have so many cream contour products right now. So this will be one that I put on my like to keep an eye on list, but right now I am good. But these look very interesting. I've seen some people starting to get these in and try them out. So I'll definitely be looking at some reviews and putting it on the keep an eye out list. Okay, really quickly, I do want to talk about the Glamlight and Chucky collab. I have to be honest. I think that this collab was a great idea. I think it's kind of cool to come out around Valentine's Day. The palette itself, like, kind of looks cool. This color story isn't quite for me because there are a lot of like cooler grayish tones, which I just don't wear a lot of. I think for like a vampy moment, it would be good. Glamlight is not a brand that has ever like drawn me in really. The only time was like those martini palettes or whatever it was. Like those I was slightly tempted by, but that was it. And I have heard that a lot of their shimmer shadows are that like smushy putty formula, and I don't love that. So this does not draw me in at all. I think it's a cute idea. I haven't even looked up any reviews because I just know the color story is not one that I would use a lot. If I want some grungy deep tones, I have some different palettes. Like I would probably reach for my Kaleidos Club Nebula palette because that has some grunge, but it also has a little bit more color to it, and that's sort of more my vibe. And then I do have some great grungy mattes in my Divina collection. So it's not something that I need, but I could see it being something that people are drawn into. Okay, this little sneak peek from Lisa Eldridge. Of course, by the way, we know that her new glosses came out. If I had been home, when they came out, would I have been tempted to buy any? Perhaps. I might have been tempted to pick up one of the new shades. I don't need it, so I'm kind of glad that I wasn't home, because like that whole initial is probably what it would have drawn me in to pick up one. Since I wasn't home and I was able to like sit on it for a minute and be like, do I need one of these glosses? No, I like the formula. I only have one of the shades, Delilah, I believe it is. I really like it. I don't need another gloss anytime soon. So I'm sort of trying to like keep away from any of that. But if you were curious about these glosses, I do give my stamp of approval on the formula itself, but I don't need any more shades of gloss. However, this little sneak peek here, this Seamless Skin and Makeup Enhancing Mist. Curious, very curious. You know, I mean, it's a setting mist, right? Will I try it at one point? Maybe. Maybe. I don't really know much about the cost or anything yet, but it is something that I'm going to be keeping my eye out on. I have so many mists to get through right now, so I probably wouldn't purchase it right off the bat unless there's something that really intrigues me about it. But it's interesting to see. I'm really looking forward to seeing more of what Lisa has coming out in the future. I've liked pretty much everything that I've purchased from her. Yeah, pretty much everything. There are a couple things that I've just been like kind of like neutral on, but there are a lot of loves too. So we'll have to see what comes down the line. All right, another launch that if I had been home when it happened, I probably would have snagged. The Oden's Eye Cosmetics Perfect World collection. Okay, I love Lauren May Beauty. I think just out of like my appreciation for her aesthetic and just really liking her, I think I would have maybe picked up her palette. Of course, we also have palettes from Makeup Just for Fun and Baddie Bean. These color stories are all very pretty. Here's the thing. So my last Oden's Eye purchase were some of the singles that they came out with. I will go ahead and have that review up here if you're curious about it. I have liked a lot of what I've gotten from Oden's Eye. I've also been disappointed in a couple things that I've gotten from the brand. So I'm just trying to like take a pause and think about, is this something that I need? And I have a feeling the like excitement of it, the excitement for Lauren, just like everybody talking about these palettes would have caused me to buy at least one, if not two of the palettes. But since I was gone, I think we were in St. Thomas that day, so I had turned on my phone because I knew I was gonna have service. And I was like, what? I missed both the announcement and the launch. And I was like, oh, they're out today, I could get one right now. And I was like, you don't need it. You are on vacation, stop looking at makeup and just enjoy your time. And by the time I got home, I was like, I don't need this. I don't need any of this. So I know that everybody's starting to receive their palettes. I'll be curious to see what everyone's thinking, but it's not something that I needed. It really isn't. So I'm very grateful that it kind of like dropped right when I could be distracted with other things. Honestly, also just getting away from the makeup scene for a little while and the hoopla of it all, the excitement of it all has sort of made me get off that like hamster wheel. You know, it's made me get off the hamster wheel and really look at my collection. I've been enjoying using what I have. I have picked up a couple little items like what's on my face today. I picked up a couple items that I've, you know, excited to have. But in general, I can see myself just purchasing less right now. I'm not on like a no buy or even like a low buy. It's just like, that's my vibe right now. My vibe is just doing less, having less, enjoying more, if that makes sense. Okay, totally got off on a tangent there, but did not get the Oden's Eye collection, and that's okay. All right, we're moving over to Trend Mood. I did want to comment on the new Sigma Beauty brushes with Kristen Dominique. I think that these are very pretty brushes. The aesthetic I totally get. I don't know, there's something about like when I zoom in on this picture, the bristles look very textured. Like I look at the bristles and I feel like they're going to be not soft for some reason. I don't know, I like zoomed in and I was like, ooh, those look like scratchy bristles. It could totally just be the picture. Like that's ridiculous, but I don't see anything in here. The second one over looks like an interesting powder brush for me. Like I like that style for like just whisking powder all over the face. So that would be like the only one. Other than that, I don't really see a shape in here that I don't have. So I'll be passing on this. I would be curious though, if you get a set, please let me know if they're scratchy because they just look kind of scratchy. They're probably not, but they look like they could be. Okay, anyway, Super Goop coming out with an unseen sunscreen for the body. I have to be honest, I have used the face one on my body before in a pinch. I had it for something and it was like all that we had and it worked fine. This says that it's an SPF of 40. This mentions that it has a silky, nourishing, more glidable gel formula. So I'm assuming that a more glidable, like more glidable than the Face Unseen sunscreen, or just more glidable than sunscreen in general. I would be very curious. I don't need any sunscreen right now, but I would be very curious to give this a try and a feel in Sephora, so I'm hoping it's in store so I can touch it. $40. You know, I think that there are a lot of sunscreens. I don't know how many ounces this is. It doesn't say here. Can I zoom in and see? Nope, that's blurry. So I'm not sure how many ounces it is. It doesn't look like a huge bottle. $40 for that small bottle looks kind of pricey. It's not a need for me. All right, can we just talk about the fact that Pat McGrath has been seen in TJ Maxx? Like, I mean, already. This collection from the holiday, this is the one from the holiday, right? At TJ Maxx, like, whoa. I think that Pat maybe needs to like slow her roll a little bit and rethink her life choices. She needs to kind of like take a little vacay and come back refreshed, renewed, inspired, and ready with some like new, in my opinion. Because you know that there must have been so much stock that people weren't interested in to have it dropping into TJ Maxx so quickly after the holiday release. Don't come at me if you are a Pat mega fan. I'm not a Pat hater, but I'm also not a mega fan. I'm just like kind of like neutral, but I just feel like it's been very uninspired lately, and that's really sad. All right, so John Legend has officially dropped his skincare line. This is at CVS. I love me some John Legend. I do not think that it would ever draw me into purchasing any John Legend skincare. Let me know your thoughts. I would be curious. Not something I need. Actually, you all know that I don't need any skincare pretty much right now. I've been trying to like get through what I have. I think it's cool. I think, you know, if it's something that you're really into and you're passionate about and you want to have a team of people that can help you create beautiful products, go for it. I'll be just curious. I'll just be curious. I mean, the market is getting so saturated. I'll be curious how this does. All right, I'm really curious about this new Pixi Skin Treats. So you have a SPF 50 sun mist, so it's supposed to be a makeup fixing mist. Broad spectrum. I think also here there's an after sun product, it looks like. A cleansing oil, and oh, after sun masks. I mean, it's probably just like a nice soothing mask. So it's the sun mist more than anything that really intrigues me. The thing is I would probably treat this as like a little extra protection, but to get true SPF 50 out of this, I feel like you'd really need to like put it on. I don't know, very curious about it. Again, I feel like it's something that I'd want to feel the texture of. Is it oily? I'm not sure. Very curious. $15, that's not too bad if you're intrigued enough to get it. You could probably get a coupon at some point. It's probably like at Target or places like that. So curious. Not sure I'm curious enough to buy it. Okay, Kiko Milano. Now, I think that this could be, at first glance, I think that this is like a pretty spring collection launch, but it's also super boring. Like, it's very boring. I have liked all of the Kiko Milano products I have tried. I haven't tried like a vast variety, but I have liked everything that I've tried. I just feel like the range of these products is sort of disappointing, especially, you know, like when we look at the colored products, like it's almost leaning into like, it just looks like dusty and pastel. The blushes look like they could be cute. Are those highlighters? What do we even have here? They always launch so many products in everything. In every like launch, they have so many products. So you have 3 shades of luminous blush. Okay, so those are blushes. Then you have blurring primer and perfecting powder. You have makeup remover, toner, matte lipstick and pencils. Oh my gosh, you have eyeshadow, eye pencils, lip gloss, eyeshadow palettes. Wow, this is a lot. All in one face and eye palette, shiny lipstick, concealer, holy bronzer. Okay, so those are silky matte bronzers. You have so much stuff in here. Like, it's overwhelming. Why do we do this? Why do we do this? Can we maybe scale it back just a little bit, Kiko? I think I said this the last time that I talked about them. I would love to see, like, maybe do 2 eyeshadow palettes, 2 blushes. I don't know, like just less. Like, let's do half of what you've done. Especially because every collection has all of these products in it every single time. And they're very hard to find too. Like, they come to Ulta sometimes, but sometimes it's like piecemealed. I don't know. I'm just not feeling any of this. It sort of frustrates me when I have to like scroll through 5 pages to see everything that's being launched. I think if it was less, I would feel less overwhelmed and I would be more likely to try things. So I'm gonna pass on all this. Okay, this is a product that I absolutely do not need whatsoever, but I am so intrigued by it. It is the Sun Shield Body Glow from Kopari. I don't need this. I am not the person to like douse myself in body glow. I don't usually like show enough skin most of the year to even like necessarily like take advantage of that. If this had come out before I went on my vacation, I maybe would have bought it, but it didn't. It came out while I was on my trip. Just that like rose gold shade. That's what it is, by the way. It's like a new limited edition color. And of course it is this rose gold shade. I don't know. There's something about this. Of course, it's because it's the limited edition rose gold shade. I have not tried this. It looks like it might be a product that they already have. So it's like body glow and SPF. Sheer lightweight body gel, SPF packed with moisturizing oils, nourishing vitamins, and ethically sourced rose gold pearlescent minerals. $39. $40 for a glowy SPF 45. I don't know. Like, I would like to say no, I wouldn't get drawn into the gimmick, but I feel like if I had the chance to like pump it out and see what it's like, I might spend that money just for like summer to get like a little glow. Did you see how I was like, no, I would never use this, and now I'm like, oh, but maybe I would. I don't know, we'll have to see. I don't think I would pay full price for it, and I don't know how long it's going to be limited edition, but hopefully I'd be able to snag a little bit of a deal on it. I don't know, we'll see. I'll let you know if I end up buying it, but I probably won't, but I kind of want to. All right, let's talk about Sephora now having Glossier. I am actually really excited. The brand I really enjoy. I have a few products that I use a lot, and I did just purchase one just recently. I actually used it in the video here. So I just really like the brand, and I'm excited for people to be able to touch and feel a little bit. I don't think that the line, the aesthetic is for everybody, but I think that there are some true gems in this line, and this way people can touch them. If I had to pick a few of my standout products, the Brow Flick is a really nice brow pen. It's kind of in that like mid-range as far as price goes. I actually really like the Glossier You fragrance. I've talked about that before. I think it's a great one that really works on just about everybody. It's also a good layerable. I did mix it with something the other day. I'm gonna have to remember that because I'll share that in a future video, because Jeremy was like, wow, you smell good. So I'm gonna have to remember whatever it was that I layered together. So I'll let you know in a future video, but I'm excited for people to be able to like touch, feel, smell all of those products. Does having the brand at Sephora make you more likely to try? If you never have tried them, I would be curious to know. I'm always just curious, like when brands that have been out for a while exclusively on their websites, when they do come into like bigger retailers, if it does like cause more people to try them. So let me know. This is one that I am kind of curious about. Again, I think I want to like touch it, but the new Glow Recipe Strawberry BHA Pore Smooth Blur Drops. Pore refining and blurring. So I wasn't sure if this was like skincare or makeup, but I think it's a little bit of both. So it says it blurs pores instantly, controls excess oil, and visibly reduces pore size with this all-in-one treatment and primer. Okay, so it's a treatment and a primer. Packed with a mattifying blend of tapioca and rice, encapsulated BHA, and strawberry enzymes to smooth skin's texture. Strawberry leaf extract and plant-derived pore minimizers absorb excess oil while keeping skin hydrated for a soft, focused satin look. Wear alone or under makeup as a primer. I don't need any more primer. I probably have several blurring primers that I need to start using. Maybe that's what I should start doing on my no makeup days, is just like making sure to put on a little like blurring primer just to kind of use up what I have, and then maybe I could give this one a go. It sounds really interesting. I don't think it's going to necessarily be anything new. I think the thing about this is it says it treats and primes at the same time. I really want to touch it though. I really want to touch it just to see. Okay, is that going to be it? I feel like I've gone through a lot. Now we're back to like around Valentine's Day. Oh, the one product that I was really curious about was the Laura Mercier new bronzing, the tinted moisturizer bronzer. So of course they had the tinted moisturizer blushes. The bronzer, I think I was like looking up and I didn't see great reviews. And again, I don't need any like cream or liquid bronzers, contours, anything right now. I've hit my limit. I've definitely hit my limit. So it's not really something I'm gonna purchase, but that was one that had intrigued me. It's probably something that I'll swatch next time I'm in Sephora. I don't see anything else in here. I will mention, obviously, Natasha Denona is at Ulta now. I'm excited for that because it means that I can spend my points on Natasha Denona. That being said, there hasn't been anything intriguing from the brand for me in a little while. I think the last thing I purchased was the My Dream palette. So I think it's nice to have the other option. I mean, I do really like to be able to have some fun things that I can splurge on with my Ulta points. So it's nice to have that brand there in case there's something that I'm like, do I really want to spend full price on that? No, but will I use my points? Sure. I think that's going to be a nice option in the future. Okay. One more thing that I just have to add as I'm editing here, I recently saw this Kayali Pistachio perfume that they have been dropping sneak peeks at. It sounds really interesting. I love pistachio as a fragrance note. I'm very curious to try this. Will I probably just go ahead and blind buy it? Yes, probably, at least in a travel size. I'm not quite sure, but this one's really intriguing. I just wanted to kind of like jump in, let you know my thoughts on kind of what's been launching lately. I feel like we've seen a lot of mainstream and not so much indie. Maybe I'm missing a few things. I just kind of like did like a little quick scroll, but I feel like, again, I'm also just not that intrigued by things. I'm just not seeing anything that I'm really, really wanting. So I think I'm gonna save some money for a while. Now watch. The minute I like turn off my camera, there's gonna be all of these announcements of brands launching really exciting things or exciting to me things, and then I'm gonna spend all my money. But hopefully not. I'm enjoying this like lower cost life right now. All right, that's gonna be it for today, lovelies. Let me know your thoughts on some of the things that I chatted about. I really love having these makeup convos with you. I hope you enjoyed getting to hear what I had to say about these, and I'll see you really soon.